Okay.
Okay, there we are.
We're live?
Yeah.
There's Nico from the marketing team.
Hello.
Here's our neighborhood, and we're starting to walk. Here we go. Had our breakfast, packed up our backpacks. Oh no, Nico didn't have breakfast. You should text Dad so he brings you something. Oh, she's coming later. We're elusive Alyssa. Hey. She's gonna meet us later.
All right.
Okay, bye. Oh. As you can tell by the scenery, I live in the hood. I live uptown in Long Beach, and I'm gonna be walking across Long Beach in my clogs to show that you actually can totally walk in them all day. A lot of people pick them up and say, oh no, that's too hard. And realistically, if you think about it, you need something that can counter whatever you're doing for the day. So if you're on hard ground, and we kind of, as human beings, have this like want, like, oh, I want soft. It needs to be soft. Soft, soft, soft. My life's hard enough. I need soft, soft, soft. And that really turns everybody to like athletic shoes. And that's realistically what the market is. I mean, there's athletic shoes everywhere. It's absurd. But I don't know if the consumer really realizes that they're blowing through $160 walking and like athletic shoes at every 6 months. That's kind of crazy. My longest standing clogs are like 30 years old. I'm 38. Okay, so that's an exaggeration. Let's see. My first pair of clogs I got in high school. I was working for my grandpa, and I tore a ligament on the side of my foot. It's a really common minor injury. It happens a lot with people that have flexible feet. And the minor injury was I had my moccasins on because, you know, that's practical. And I stepped on a pencil. Well, that stepping on a pencil caused this ligament in the outside of my foot to hurt a lot. My grandpa said, you either wear a boot or you wear these clogs. And surgical boots are really ugly. But to a 17-year-old, clogs are something else. I got the clogs, though, because I sure as hell wasn't wearing the surgical boot. I was in ROTC. Yeah. Prop it up more?
Yeah. It's just we got it right now.
Like, oh dear.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I think it's up. Oh. Well, that's a butterfly bush. And it's pretty. That's nice. Ooh, that house is for sale. Come be my neighbor. If you have horses, they're welcome. Is it up now, Nico?
Checking.
Okay. Stream delay. Oh, no. Oh, internet in North Long Beach. Oh, God.
Every delay. So people can't. Usually you aren't meeting with people.
Usually I am meeting with people.
Not.
Oh.
That's why there's delays, so they can't catch up to you.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, back to my story that I've told like a bajillion times. My first pair of Dansko clogs. And when my grandpa sold Dansko clogs, he literally only sold, let's see, it would have been 3 styles at that point. It was the professional in black oil, the professional in antique brown oil, the Ingrid, which was like, oh my gosh, the Ingrid. What a different silhouette. And the Sonia and the Carl. Oh no! So anyway, that being said, thank you everybody for waiting. I probably should have waited. Nico, we have to lock this. It keeps sliding down. There we go. I think I did it. Okay. Anyway, those 4 styles. That's what started us with Dansko. And my rep at the time is still my rep, and one of my very, very good friends. His name is Steve. He's the best. And I remember he used to come into my grandpa's store with those 4 styles in his backpack. I remember when he brought the Ingrid in, and he was like, Sam, you got to try this thing. My grandpa was like, nah, why would anybody want a convertible sling? on their clog. They could just get the professional. What are we doing here? What mold are we breaking? Anyway, it was a big deal though. Ingrid was a showstopper, and I think it is reintroduced actually, and it's been in line for a while now. It's part of their iconic like classic rocker collection, and it's good stuff. That footbed was developed for many years and produced out of very good materials as Dansko kind of split from their European company. That happened a lot in the 90s as consumerism changed in America. Dansko started making more consistent clogs, which was wonderful, because you could pretty much then just get the same size that you always got, with little idiosyncrasies here and there. The thing about the staple clog bottom is, since the staples are still hand done, each clog still has little nuances depending on the leather, depending on where the leather was sourced, which all very high quality leathers that Dansko uses. So you still get way more consistency than you would in any other product that has handmade components to it. Also, Dansko has eternally evolved. So where my grandpa only sold professionals, Carl, Sonia, and Ingrid, which are the standards, Dansko has always shot for the moon in terms of developing lighter weight product, softer product, more flexible product, different silhouettes. See, a lot of people come into the store and they go, no, I don't want a clog. And I end up selling them a Dansko anyway, because Dansko makes really good footwear. Just plain old-fashioned, good walking shoes. I always tell everybody that behind every Dansko is the heart of a clog, because all of them do have long graduated arches, which is very, very comfortable, especially for flexible feet like mine. Which, full circle, that's what I was trying to talk to you guys about, is not everybody should be wearing an athletic shoe as not only their primary footwear, but definitely on days where you're like, I'm going to go to Disneyland. It's a really cool nursery, by the way, guys. You should totally check it out up here in the north, in Long Beach. I'm going to cross this guy's path here. It's called Ricardo's Nursery. I got like 3 of my trees from here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, some people's feet need rigid, long arches. It's important for some people's feet. Some people's feet being mine. If you have a longer, flexible foot, or a disproportionate arch like mine, because I have like little heels, little tiny ball of the foot, my toes are a normal length, but my arch is really friggin' long. So, not very many shoes actually support that, and Dansko does. So, and more recently, and when I say more recently, I mean within like the last 5 years or so, they make a lot of their footwear with removable footbeds. So you could put your orthotic in if you want. However, Dansko is by far and wide one of the leading alternative type footwears for people with orthotics, and that's based on the rigidity. You can get a more gradual type of support with the rigidity. 9 times out of 10, you've gotten an orthotic because something's wrong. And they're very corrective. But what you can compromise with is rigid support to help immobilize whatever's wrong. And that, again, is where clogs come in. Yes, an odd silhouette, but a very comfortable silhouette for me. A lot of times people pick up the clog, put it on, and they go, why is it so loose? Why is it so this? Why is it so that? It is a unique type of fit. The top is going to be snug, the toes are going to be roomy, and your heel is going to move around. That's counterintuitive to some people. But if you just stand on the footbed for a second, you'll notice that the support system is very well made and comfortable. And to talk back to Dansko reimagining silhouettes, reimagining new materials, you know, keeping a graduated arch in their shoes, regardless of what they look like. If you've worn the Professional before, you're not really like in a position of needing so much rigidity. They make a model called the XP. Now, my foot all day in it gets very tired. However, if you have not broken in clogs for the last 21 years, yeah, 21 years, then it's much easier to do so. All right. It's much easier to do so in the XP. So if you're new to clogs, maybe try the XP. There's a full footbed in there that's super comfy, has the extended arch. It's removable though, which makes it adjustable or accommodatable for your orthotic. So a little bit of a swing getting an orthotic into a clog. You're basically like doubling down on rigidity. You want to try vertical? I don't. Like that? Okay. We're trying a different angle underneath the underpass. Where sands. Okay. It's a very dangerous underpass. Fortunately, there's lights. And I will be using the crosswalk. And that's a go, man. Yes, you have just found out. I live on the other side of the 91 freeway, which nobody thought was Long Beach. But I can tell you, it is Long Beach. And I'm walking all the way from up here to downtown. And then I'm walking from downtown to closer to around the shop. East Long Beach. I'll be passing Wilson, so everybody at Wilson should come say hi. I'm going to try to catch my brother, but he'll probably be teaching a class. And given the layoffs, I don't think he should risk leaving his class. But hopefully he can say hi on the live stream. Hopefully anybody could say hi on the live stream. But realistically, this is not as scenic as a route. And in fact, I'm going to get to a part of Atlantic that is not scenic whatsoever. However, I'm trying to prove that you can totally walk and stand in clogs for the whole damn day. I'm sorry, I should keep this family friendly just in case I decide to live stream in the future. I work in my clogs all day. Alyssa, my cohort at the store, my cousin, the admin, the accountant, the one that wears many hats along with me. She also wears her dance goes all day. She has very opposite feet than me, and it still benefits her. So, these are things to consider. You might be having foot pain, or you might be tired at the end of the day. Let's hear these questions. Have I tried Main Chick right here? They have a new location. Everybody should come up to Uptown Commons. So this is like the gateway to my neighborhood. Is this little like shipping container restaurant? And yes, I've tried Main Chick, and it's freaking delicious. And everybody should come and support them. And this really cool little indoor seating area. I think they're closed this early. So they opened these gates up, and then you can go hang out in there. There's a beautiful tree, beautiful sitting. I'm gonna end up waiting at this very busy crosswalk. I'm not gonna run.
Wait.
And I will wait. Oh, I forgot all the Jordan kids are gonna be out right now. Those are high school kids. High school, high school, high school. More high school, high school, high school. Should we cross, Nico, or go in front of Jordan? Houghton is... You want to cross? All right. This McDonald's is hilarious. There has been multiple times that one of the cowboys from our neighborhood takes their horse into the drive-thru. So that's always fun. That's one cool thing about living up here. It's pretty diverse. And nobody bothers you. It is a really busy intersection though, which is a drag. Okay, walk signs on, and we walking. We walking, we walking, we walking. Okay. The little white guy. Just walking. Walking, walking. Alright. I'm bummed we're gonna miss Houghton Park. I'll try to turn. Houghton Park's really pretty. Houghton Park was a part of Long Beach. Well, it used to be way bigger. It used to be like a rancho on it. What's wrong? Ooh. Well, you're gonna like the round toe box. So it's gonna end up depending, because Dansko makes so many different kinds of footwear, so many different kinds of silhouettes. What you would probably want to counter it with would be something that has a roomy toe box, and that would be the Staple Clog collection. There's a new Mary Jane called Marguerite that they reintroduced. That thing is really cute. Mary Janes tend to be the easiest to get used to. So, ooh, carnitas. Right. So probably try Marguerite, or if you want to go lower, do Rowan. Rowan's one of their models that has like a sling and like the right amount of daintiness, so you don't look like a big goob. And since the footbed's made out of like a cork EVA mold, it molds out to your foot really, really well. That one's the easiest to get used to, and that's again if you want something low. If you want to get something that's a little bit better looking, maybe get into like Marguerite. I always recommend everybody tries the clogs, just so you know what you're in for, because everybody's going to want a clog eventually. So loafers are in right now. So if you need a dress shoe, you want to get what's her name, Danica. They make a really good stylish loafer right now, and it has the roomier, wider fit. None of the Danskos are particularly narrow. Even that featured model, the Milana, which is an extremely low profile. We're calling it a sneakerina because it's really, really pretty. It's very delicate. The toe box on that is great. I mean, everybody enjoys that thing. That's part of one of their flat collections. And again, roomy toe box. When someone says athletic fit, that's kind of what I'm thinking, just roomier toe. So that's an idea. Are those questions live? Oh, cool. Oh, found a phone, somebody. Ari's using Dad's phone? Oh, thanks, Ari. Okay, I'm being really careful. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm walking on like a median. This is actually really similar to what streets are like in Europe. Because they don't have as much cement as us. They have more like stones and cobblestones and stuff. So anyway, as long as you're sure-footed, dance goes, since they have so much structure and support, they are really stable. A lot of people are like, those are way too high. I can't possibly be that tall. It's worth it, guys. I don't know why you're like poo-pooing 2 inches. Take 2 inches where you can get 2 inches. And like I said, as long as you're sure-footed, you should be fine. I'm up and down these things right now. But that's big of a deal. You change how you walk. It's less tense. You're supposed to let your foot relax. Which, again, goes back to that athletic fit. Let your foot relax. Let the shoe do the job. This is where one of our interns lives. It's the best intern ever. His name's Aaron. He does the stock. I got to meet him and work with him while he was doing the work program at Milliken. And then I liked him so much I just kept him because he's really good at his job. And he doesn't ask a lot of questions. He just gets his job done. And that's my favorite kind of worker. Okay, there's Pretty Houghton Park. That building, half of it is a historical building. And that was that rancho I was talking about. Used to be all fields, like sheep is what I heard. Actually, Bixby had sheep. Did you guys know Bixby had sheep? To my right, you can't really see it because there's a bunch of apartments in the way, is the LA River. One of the Bixbys would bring his sheep up from Bixby Knolls up here to the Houghton area via the LA River. It's changed a lot, you know. A lot has changed, obviously. There's no more sheep. That's first and foremost. Yeah?
Since dance shows are roomy, that would be a good fit for a narrow foot.
This is a very good question. What you're going to want to look for are the Mary Janes because you can adjust the straps. And you can still obtain the toe room. Even if your foot is skinny, your toes aren't supposed to be all the way up to the front of the shoe. You're supposed to have room, again, to let your foot relax. If you let your foot relax, it can distribute your weight evenly so you don't get all tight in like your hips and your back. Let me think. Paisley is a great one for narrows. Paisley is like a hiker with a lot of laces and stuff. And I'm noticing I'm not going to be able to walk on that median, so I am going to cross the street in a minute. Let me think. What else is good for narrows? Well, actually, hey, professional comes in narrows. Okay, so you can still obtain all of the support and structural features and rigidity and roomy toe box, easy to get into. All the perks of the professional clog, you can get that in a narrow if you really felt like it. The trickiest part of getting used to a professional is the letting it be snug on top and loose everywhere else. So, that being said, you could just get a narrow. Let's see. Let me try to go through all of them. Some of their loafers have more of an almond toe. I bought some of the last units of a model called Larissa. That one fit everybody. It didn't matter if your foot was wide or it was narrow. It was easy to adjust. That is a good idea. They had some low Mary Janes on that same bottom. That one was even better for narrows. One was called Lisa. Still have like one of those left. They made a higher cut loafer called the Linden. Anytime you can get a strap higher on your foot or material higher on your foot, it's going to be better for a narrow because it'll hold your foot in place where it should be. Laces are your best friend, realistically. That being said, I said that Milana has a really roomy toe box. It's been working for regular to narrow feet purely based on the laces. And since it's so accommodatable, putting your own orthotic in that thing is a great idea. And that'll usually take up some space for the narrow-footed people. Also, at Tenni-Moc, all of the fitters are trained to use fitting implements like tongue pads, slugs. I don't know what to call them. We call them slugs. They're these pads that go in the front of your shoe. They take up space. It's what a shoe manufacturer will put into a shoe to give it more cushioning, but as a narrow-footed person, it works in your favor because it holds you in place. But anyway, all of their sandals are adjustable, or at least the ones that I buy. Not all of them. But I try to buy the adjustable ones. The adjustable sandals are wonderful for narrow feet because when you get into a European size, you're going up or down around the whole shoe. So we can accomplish narrow by going down without your toes hanging over. So their sandals are awesome for narrows. Try a Mary Jane if you're concerned or you want that cloggy feel. That's probably what I'd say. I could probably go over it again. I'll keep thinking. Shay also has questions in one of the stories, I think. For sure. Nice. Who was asking those questions? It was Shay? Aw. Go, Shay. Shay is actually our newest member. She's an awesome chick. I like the way her brain works. Ooh, I'm gonna try to make this. Nico's gonna hate it. Let's go. Shay actually comes to us from a different fitting store. So, fortunately trained well. It's not a good culture that they've developed there, but they did train her well. I don't believe in putting our salespeople on commission. I believe that makes them advantageous towards the consumer, and I plan on keeping my store open for at least another 20 to 30 years. And I don't believe being advantageous towards the consumer is the way to do that. I need you guys to come back. And I need you to tell your friends. And I need you to tell your kids. And I need your kids to tell other people's kids. So, that being said, I will not be advantageous towards the consumer. I will just work and sell my shoes. But what I was trying to also say about Shay is she actually has more of a runner's background, which is nice because my form, I know how to fit for runners. It's considering how specialized I get in fitting for runners is less specialized. I also don't get marathoners. So like if an Olympian was coming in, I'd be like, oh God, please let me bring you a real athletic fitter. But if the Olympian was coming in and had a problem, I'd know how to fix the problem. So, you know, we all have our strong suits. Shay's very good at fitting athletic shoes. Which since the market is like 80 to 90% of athletic shoes, Shay's a great addition to the team. I can tell though, Shay's hankering for some new blood. So please tag all your friends, follow us. We need new friends. This is actually my first public, well, first of all, it's my first live stream ever, and it's for 8 hours, so hopefully everybody can just catch 5 minutes here and there. But this is my first super public social media thing, probably since like 2020. I mean, in 2019, Tenni-Moc was doing so well that my face was like everywhere. And I was happy to have it everywhere. We were doing really, really well in 2019. Obviously, the bottom fell out in 2020. And although all of you feel much better and you aren't doing 2020 things anymore, small businesses are definitely still reeling in the ripples of that effect, the 2020 effect, where we all just kind of have headlights in our eyes and don't know what to do. We're just trying to make it work. But anyway, I have not really put myself out there. And I'm putting myself out there. Here and now. Ooh, it looks like Robert Earls is moving across the street. They were closer to our house, but I'll be happy for them. I really enjoyed it. We'll go back. Do suggest. Morning. New dispensary up in the neighborhood. Take economy any way I could get it. That's fine. Dun, dun, dun. This unit was for sale for like ever. I don't know if it's still for sale. It's an old-timey bodega. It's good stuff. Sure, okay, I'll try without knocking the... Just take the phone off? Okay. Yep, pony hair cap 1. Realistically, it came down to... There we go. Realistically, it came down to what was not too broken in. Because I could do a pretty solid... I was testing for like the last 2 weeks. I could do a pretty solid like 6 hours in my really soft ones. I have 2 models that are like a burnished leather. Very soft. The top is. And I could do 6 hours and then like my bunion starts bothering me. I have a different... I don't have like a width problem bunion. I have a range of motion type of bunion, which is painful. Yeah. This Peruvian spot is apparently great. We should all go there. I've been to the one in Hawaiian Gardens. Yeah. Peruvian food is fire, everybody. And there's a bunch of Peruvian spots popping up around Long Beach. Everybody should try it. Delicious. The one on 4th Street, which has been there forever, that was always our favorite. It still is. I like going down there. You know, parking's tricky, but I mean, that's the beauty of 4th Street. Just everybody get over it. You gotta walk a little. Like today, we're walking a little. Oh, this is cute. They've made their barbershop adorable. Ooh, a pool table. All right. Oh man, guys, I have more. I come to find out, I have more Dansko boots than I have Dansko clogs. I have about 6 to 7 brown Dansko boots, and I thought about wearing them, but I wanted to wear something that's current in line that you can actually get if you wanted to. Because all of my boots, the thing about Dansko boots is they don't wear out. Like, that's your boot, man. You don't even have to, like, get new ones. I have a boot problem. A boot addiction. I actually bought the same Dansko boot twice because I liked it so much. And it was actually by accident. but it's all right. And that boot is called the Shayla by Dansko. I am a huge fan of Dansko's heels. The reason being is they actually add a platform in the front that makes the heel look higher, but it's not higher. So when you put it on, it still feels like the clog, which is awesome because I'm stable and it feels really good. All of them have a roomy toe box. Now, another reason I really like the Shayla in particular was because it had these like decorative nails, and I'm a detail-oriented person, an aesthetics type of person. And when Dansko utilizes these artisan materials, I can't get over it. That's why I bought it twice. Because the nails on the first one don't look the same as the nails on the second one. And I like them both for different reasons. They're really darn comfortable. So Shayla by Dansko is actually my favorite. I have like I have 3 low ones. Like a low heel with still a great amount of rigidity. They're all like predecessors to one another. What is it? Danae, Daisy. Ooh, I can't remember what came before Daisy. But it has a zipper in the back. And it's like a nude color. And I love that boot. That one looks pretty with dresses. I wear a lot of times the low stuff with dresses. So, anyway, thank you for asking. The Shayla is my favorite Dansko boot. I love the heel. They could put that heel on anything and I'd buy it. Probably not sandals. Since my feet are so flexible, when I wear heeled sandals, my toes aren't as cute as everybody else's, so I'm not about it. I wear Dansko's like lower sandals when I wear them. We're walking by this new housing development. Come be my neighbor. They're really fancy. It's gonna be a pool. Invite me to your pool. My pop-up pool. It's not as cool as the pool that they're putting into this thing. I'm waiting. Oh, a lot of our friends go to Calvary Chapel, North Long Beach. Whoop, whoop. Kathleen McKenzie, my friend Patty, my friend Peggy. All right, here we go. This is a stretch of Atlantic that I really wish would get developed. It's hard. Most residents here are renters. Most renters don't have disposable income. Ari's going to school. Have a good day at school, Ari. Love my little buggy. Yep, Gage Pharmacy has been there forever, serving the community since forever. That Supermax has been there forever. Remember one time my mom called in Supermax to the wrong location. The rest of you in Long Beach know that like there's Supermax down in Belmont Shore. I think there's actually a Supermax maybe in Bixby Knolls, but my mom never wanted us up at Bixby Knolls. Anyway, she called in food to this one. It's even further up. So I went to Belmont Shore to find out, no, food wasn't there. So I drove over here. That was some of my first years of driving. And if any of you have ever driven from Belmont Shore to up here, you know it's a drastic change. Oh, I didn't know the councilwoman's office was here. Good for her. Okay. Oh, this place has been here forever too. It's called Giuseppe. Never been here. People talk about it though. That was always a cool unit too. Actually, it's for sale. I don't know what the heck was ever in it though. Definitely before my time. I feel like it's been empty for that long. But I've been driving around Long Beach for the last 20 something years. I don't know if that unit's ever been full. Oh, heck yeah. All right. So, like, you need a sandal that doesn't hurt your feet. Basically, what we do in stores, we figure out, do you just need more support or do we need to go into something more rigid, which Dansko has both of. There's actually some really delicate sandals in the store right now. Dansko does a really phenomenal job of doing like a really feminine, kind of lighter weight type of sandal in some classic silhouettes. One's called the Candace. Absolutely incredible. It's adjustable everywhere. It looks like a retro, really pretty type of sandal. It's a classic. It reminds me a lot of a saltwater sandal. And saltwater sandals, I mean, we all had those when we were kids, right? So, anyway, Candace is probably your most classic looking. They've updated the silhouette this year to Krista. There's a new one called Krista. Has this woven number going on. So beautiful for Southern California girls. It's wide if you need it. The Candace is the one that's accommodatable. That one fits skinny feet to wide feet. It fits everybody. But the Krista has these really beautiful woven details. Looks like a huarache, like a classy, dressy huarache that you could wear with dresses, you could wear with skirts. It looks cute with shorts. It's just one of those sandals that don't let you down. Some of their lower profile, let me try to think here. Jody was really delicate. That was from last year. I still have a bunch because they're really, really cute. And I noticed they weren't doing as much of the really just slimline bottom, which is fair. Because the consumer might keep asking for thinner, but it's not as comfortable as a thicker bottom. So I know what you guys want, but you're going to have to adjust your expectations. It's a little bit frustrating. It can't feel like a big chunky shoe if it's not a big chunky shoe. So we think of other higher profile sandals. Marguerite is considered like a sandal hybrid, even though it's a Mary Jane. Excuse me. It has these cutouts. So we call that a fisherman's sandal when it's the sandal's predominantly open, or the shoe, is predominantly open, but it has a closed toe. That's called a fisherman's sandal. And so I'd call Marguerite a fisherman's sandal. It's pretty cute. Our last shipment of sandals is actually coming in really soon. The bulk of it is there. I think March 15th is the last big one. April, I do a fill-in. That's when to buy your sandals, right there. March and April. Oh, Dansko does make some of their heeled sandals, which if any of you have to go back to work, get those. Treat yourself, because those are comfortable and they look really nice. You wouldn't even know they were an orthopedic shoe. They look like a really classy done-up sandal, because they are. So I'll keep thinking about sandals. What else we got? Huh. Oh, is that Shayla? Is that Shay? We out here in North Long Beach. I know. Yes, Nico prefers Lakewood. So funny that so many people in Long Beach are like, oh, up by Lakewood. And I'm like, try up by Paramount and Compton. Lakewood's the middle of Long Beach last I checked. Watch out for this dog poop, Nico. Yeah, I told the lady that. Said, oh yeah, Delamo? And I said, well, keep going or try Artesia. Yeah. This is the Taco Bell I go to, if anybody was concerned or ever wanted to get me any Taco Bell. Just saying. My order is 3 cheesy gordita crunches with fire sauce. Thank you. This is the closest Taco Bell to me. This is how to get it to me. Hottest. Actually, I just realized. Isn't there a Taco Bell by the Target? I still like going to this one. It's newer. And I think, what is this, Market? I think Market goes into the west side. I missed the turn off to go into DeForest. That's one of my favorite parks, guys. If you ever get like a hankering to go to some Long Beach parks, DeForest Park is a pretty sick park. As long as there's like not people at it. The people kind of suck. But like the park itself is awesome. It's like wetlands, big old long hike, horses a lot of times. I'm a fan of horses, if you couldn't tell. Remember when we moved up to North Long Beach in 2020? Is that 2021? I don't know. It's still during shutdowns, that's for sure. It was 2020, wasn't it? Yeah. Everyone was just out walking their horses like they were dogs. I said, oh my God, this is where I have to live. Oh, I love these horses. Fantastic. I can't wait. Yeah. Well, we're going to figure that out together. Basically, what that says to me is we need to shoot for more rigidity. Metatarsals are super tricky. They're like, this is going to be a gross analogy, but they're like the teeth of your foot. And they have to be aligned properly. They're really, really intricate, and they're shaped funny. Oh, yeah, we got a new Starbucks, everybody. Do they even let people in there? Oh, yeah, they do. Good for them. Come visit the Starbucks is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, your metatarsals have to remain aligned so the nerves and the tissues in between them don't get inflamed. So we talk sometimes in store about getting these things called correct toes. They're basically like retainers for your toes, and they'll evenly distribute the weight for you. They look hokey, but it's a good strengthening tool. You know, and some people are always wearing sneakers anyway, so you can just wear those in there. And anyway. Did it? Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, I agree. R.I.P. James. Let's go. I know, right? I don't know, but guys, Taco Bell used to be like the go-to in terms of like low price point. And I took my family to Taco Bell a couple months ago. I spent close to $100. That is not usual. What the hell? Oh, excuse me. What the heck? I am appalled by shrinkflation. But also, I will continue going because I freaking love Taco Bell. Crunch. I want a Crunchwrap Supreme right now. So good. Actually, a cheesy gordita crunch. I don't even want a Crunchwrap Supreme. That's what Dad gets. I don't want that. $6 for a cheesy gordita crunch, guys? Come on, Taco Bell. What happened? I'm informed by my child that if I was using the app, I wouldn't have these problems. I hate using the app at fast food. I get why they're doing it, though. And it's like, I was listening to a report this morning about McDonald's, and they were like, Dining in is really down right now. Guys, you don't have anybody working in your stores anymore. Of course we're not going to eat there. What the heck? It's crazy. Nobody dines in anymore. There's nobody to help. Why would we dine in? I might as well pick up my food and figure it out at home. So why would I dine in? You guys like created the nobody's dining anymore. Just saying. That app eats up my McDonald's points every time. Thank you. Thank you, Alyssa. Yeah, our neighbor. She does rent the unit that we bought in 2020. Can't wait. Who was that? I wanted to say bye. Bye. Oh, I love Susan. Heck yeah. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. What wonderful people my people are. I mean, customer retention is fantastic. I'm so glad that you guys like us. We sure are trying out here. It's a very different type of store nowadays. For those of you who knew my grandpa's store and then kept shopping with us, it means a lot to us. We had to do certain changes that some people might not have been thrilled with. I've been maintaining that customer care though. So I'll go above and beyond. You guys just keep shopping with me. It's easy. Easy peasy. It's just easier to be nice to people. I get that often. Guys come into the store and we're just happy to see you, to be perfectly frank. Me specifically, I stood in that store for 6 weeks crying, empty store, ripping up paper, ripping my hair out because there's no bodies in there. It's the quietest the store had ever been. It was jarring to me. So anytime you guys come in, I'm thrilled to death. I still feel that twinge of loneliness, which Tenni-Moc never was for me. I remember when we would come back from like Europe and from Greece when I was a kid, and like Tenni-Moc was the only place I wanted to go, because that's where my grandpa was, and I knew it was as a safe place, always. And that's what I strive to give to anybody that wants a part of it. Because I want you to feel safe, I want you to feel confident, and I want to take care of you. And I try to hire people that feel the same way. Hey! Go, girl. All right. Thank you. It is my Alexis. My Alexis.
Erica Herrera says, I love when I walk into the store.
That's Pookie. Pookster! That's the Pooks. I know, right? Now everybody know who Pookie is. Vanessa just dropped off Alonzo. What's up, Vanessa? All right, for anybody that was wondering, Alexis is my first. Actually, no, I had Nico first. I had my 18-year-old first, and then I adopted his cousins. So a little backwards, but doesn't mean I love them any less. I didn't get to have very much time with my older girls, but they were a tremendous help and a really beautiful addition to my family, my nuclear family. I love my girls very much. Alexis is coming back here soon. She has 2 babies. Yes, that means I'm a grandma. No, it's not embarrassing. But she gets to come back to California, and then I get to spend time with the babies. Maybe Alexis too, but realistically, I'm trying to hang out with the babies. And Pookster always comes down from Ontario, I think it is. And she's become a wildly supportive customer. Dangerous. Gotta cut her off sometimes. She'll be buying shoes like a crazy person. And then Alexis' sister, her name's Maxine. And she's in Virginia. And maybe I'll get to see her soon. I hope. I think for spring break. I think. I hope. Alexis is coming back in the summertime. Nico is the only boy. So, the only boy in that group, that age group. He's pretty much the oldest. He's like the oldest younger cousin. Because what? Your group is you and Luna, I think. So, Luna's only like 10. Look at a little floofy dog. That's a cute dog. Little squatty legs. I'm almost at Delano, which means then I go into Bixby Knolls. All right. First stops are in Bixby. I kind of have a feeling this was less than an hour. Coming up on an hour. I don't think they're going to be open, but I'm definitely giving them shout outs. There's a lot of local businesses in Bixby that are dope. That's where I like to go. I wish there was more economy up in North Long Beach where I actually live. But it's cool. I don't mind being in like north Bixby Knolls. It's much easier to just drive up and down Atlantic. You know, after I've been to Ambitious Ales or Rasselbach or wherever I get into trouble. Hint, hint, whoever wants to take me out. Just saying. We're actually... Of course, he's going to keep it a mystery, but we're actually, like, really close to Spencer's house. Spencer and Kenya. Kenya, too. Kenya's so cute. You met Kenya at the staff brunch, didn't you? Yeah. She's so cute. Yeah, well, no, here. He lives by the train tracks. He lives over there somewhere. I'm just kidding. No, he doesn't. Never mind. Spencer doesn't live around here. He also definitely doesn't live on Atlantic. Atlantic's my street. Mine and Shay's. Oh, mine, Shay, and Alyssa. Drive up and down Atlantic. You'll find one of us. I forget about that kind of stuff. Like people, like not wanting to be put on blast. I figure that nobody's listening is basically what it is. But I guess after we watch that documentary, we can tell that, like, somebody's always listening. Some internet troll somewhere is listening. No, I didn't. No. Could you not? Because then he just won't come in and... Besides not show up to this live stream. Alright, this is the Llama, which is where everybody thinks North Long Beach ends at, but actually it kind of starts, because now we're going to move into Bixby Knolls. Oh yeah, you like Rasselbach? Hell yeah, Pookster. What's Rasselbach? It's a beer garden and schnitzel, German food. We did go there. I tried to take Papu and he didn't like it. They got a pretzel. They sure got pretzels, everybody. Which, by the way, if your restaurant is serving you a pretzel for anything over $10, it's wildly egregious. You need to stop buying pretzels for over $10. It's supposed to be cheap peasant food, and we're buying pretzels for over $10. Authentic German bread? Yeah, I guess. Nico absolutely pays $10. You know what Nico looks like? Nico looks like the type of guy to pay $10 for a pretzel. That's what Nico looks like. No beer though, because he's Gen Z. So no beer, just pretzels. He might double down on the pretzels to save money on the beer. Which then leaves me without beer. And that's a shame. Some other problems I run into as a flexible-footed person are like friction burns and friction calluses and things like that. So, I wore features today because they're guaranteed no blisters. The other things things I recommend packing along with features because they're just safe. That's just a safe sock. Like, if you want to just not have to really worry about your skin, just get yourself features. And they have a really nice little arch. And they have padding in all the right places. And if you're... This happens more to girls than it does to guys. But they don't slide down. Even the no-show ones, they don't slide down. They have a very, like, specialty woven, like, skinnier heel to hold on. So they don't go anywhere. Anyway, my point is, you're wearing a hard shoe. So, you'd want to protect yourself in some ways with a sock. And features, not only, they're really, really comfortable, but also you can wash them in the sink, they dry overnight. The other sock that I always recommend that you guys take on your trips is a moderate to mild compression sock. The reason being is you, again, want to think about what can your accessories do for you that you really don't have very much control over? You don't have very much control of your circulation. You're just going to walk. Or you're going to be stuck on a plane, or you're going to be stuck on a boat, or you're going to be stuck in a taxi, whatever the heck you're going to be stuck in. Mild to moderate compression garments help a lot to reduce fatigue. Because basically, depending on your health, your circulation kind of just diminishes through time. And it's a drag. We all wear compression stockings at the store. Our legs don't get tired. However, in most standing positions, what we usually do, your legs will get tired. My brother, who I mentioned earlier, is not only a teacher, so he's standing all day. He also works at Ulta, and he works a full shift when he works at Ulta. And he would get very, very tired legs. He also has a back issue that, combined with poor circulation, hurts a lot. I've had this problem. I think, Nico, I'm going to move to the neighborhood side, I think, right? Okay. Yeah, shoe check. On me? On me. What?
What's the name?
I'm wearing the professional hair calf, which is some sort of animal. I'm going to go with, like, deer, springtime animal, black bottom. My favorite clogs are actually blonde bottoms or wood bottoms. To be clear, they're not actually wood anymore. A lot of people pick them up and go, ew, not wood. And it's like, all right, you know what? Just poke it with your finger. Is that wood? It's not wood. It looks like wood, though. The old ones were wood. And sometimes dance school will make like really awesomely made wooden sandals. Good morning. And clogs, actually. They usually make that in their Brazilian factory, which they still own, which is really awesome. So I tend to get my hands into those every once in a while, but they tend to be backless. God, I love this plant. Somebody tell me what this plant is. I want it. Okay, Mother's Day is coming up. I want that plant.
Okay, I want to know what's in this.
I'm in Bixby Knolls now. I just hit an hour in, and I was talking about anti-friction implements, which not only included my feet, leg thigh wear. So make sure you get yourself one of those. I started thinking to myself, should I wear leggings? That's probably going to be safest to wear leggings. And then I realized I want this to be as accurate as humanly possible. So I wouldn't wear leggings on a vacation or on a trip to Disneyland or at any time where I'd be walking 8 hours. I don't really wear leggings because I want to look good. Now, I'm not saying that my outfit is, absolutely stellar, but it is something that I would wear. So I chose to wear what are those called? They're like, I don't know. I got them from Understance. They're kind of like Thigh Society, except I cheaped out and I bought Understance, which, by the way, they're having a huge sale right now. Everybody should go to Understance, support our Canadian friends. I cleaned up on everything. I wanted to test these anti-chafing leggings that are underneath my khakis. Are these khakis? Chinos. We'll call them chinos. Because I don't really wear khakis anymore since I left Wilson. But anyway, I wanted to test them. I'm going to Miami in the summertime. That's supposed to be sweaty and awful. Everybody says that. I love the heat. I also like to sweat. So I'm just testing these things, see if they work. So far, so good. Also, let's get back to socks. Something that makes more sense. The features are very good. They're also moisture wicking. So right now, there's no moisture in my foot. My foot feels the same as it did this morning. Another thing that does that are those moderate compression stockings called Sockwell. They have wicking properties. You can wash them in the sink and they'll dry overnight as well, which makes them a really great travel component. I also like to use them when I don't feel like shaving. We are going to Miami in June, into 4th of July weekend. That is when I take my summer vacation. That is when I attempt to turn off from work. Haven't done a very good job these last 2 years, but trying to get back in it. It's the year of the horse. I'm burning things down. I'm trying things different. Gonna be in South Beach. Found a dope penthouse. It's like a block away from Target. I'm gonna go buy my food. Actually, at a Publix. Publix is right next to Target. What is with Publix? Florida and Publix, that's all they have? It's kind of crazy. How did you corner that market? We'll take the hurricane market. Thank you. Mm-hmm. when I go to Miami, I'll be taking one of my yellow sandals by Dansko. Starts with an R. I think it's Reina. No, it can't be Reina. Reina has like adjustable straps and like nylon. I wouldn't really wear that. The sandal that I'm talking about kind of has like a chunky yellow bottom. Has like 5 stripes across the toe. It reminded me of Jellies. I think it actually was 2 years ago. It came in like rainbow, and it came in yellow, and it came in black. And I got yellow. I'm going to take those for sure, because like my feet don't even move in those. You can actually see it. Here, I'll try to prove a point right now. I know it's a little awkward. This is how flexible my foot is. When I let it go, it falls. You can't tell because I have compressed these stockings on that hold my toes in place. Well, my toes also get all wobbly and stuff too. So anyway, when I wear these sandals that I'm talking about, which I'll try to remember what they're called. They start with an R. If anyone wants to go on the website and look for like a 5-strap chunky sandal, it's that one. But when I stand up in that, my toes don't get all like flexible. So I like wearing that one. But I think after this summer, I'll relegate it to my garden. I started moving my shoes that I was done with to the garden because realistically, I don't want to get rid of them. They're really pretty. And they can still have a second life in the garden because I get to look at them still. But they're kind of useless to me. And I wear my shoes to death. So like they're not really suitable for donation. Most of our ladies' donations end up going to the women's shelter, and with the way I tear up shoes, it's just, especially sandals, I'm not going to give those up. I have the Californians' problem with sandal footbeds, I should say. They get absolutely filthy, and it's an us problem. Everybody needs to realize that. We wear our sandals for more consecutive days than any other state. And like, this is Southern California also. Northern California doesn't do this. Southern California, we get our footbeds absolutely filthy. And it's because we have bad air quality and we wear them consecutively. They never get a chance to dry fully for oil to not like get impacted and compacted. The best way to clean your footbeds is actually with Dawn dish soap. And a lot of people come in and they go, please, how do I clean these? How do I clean these? And I've sold kits throughout the years, and none of them do what you think they're gonna do. You want them to be as nice and new as possible, and they never come out looking that way. You have a better shot with Dawn because it cuts oil and grease, which is basically, I'm not gonna risk this. I don't know how long this is. Maybe I should risk this. Now I'll chill. So anyway, you just want to get like a couple drops of Dawn dishwashing soap in some warmish water, old toothbrush, scrub the hell out of the footbed, wipe it off with a damp rag, see how you do. I mean, honestly, I have practice cleaning sandal footbeds. I used to do it as a service before I got a cobbler, and he does it for me now, thank goodness. He actually showed me a much better way. So if you want really the layers and layers of like gunk and oil off of your sandal footbeds, you got to bring him to our cobbler. His name's Carlos. He'll clean them up in a better way than I do. Mine is tedious, but it's cheap, and it's an old toothbrush, diluted Dawn dish soap, scrub, wipe, scrub again, wipe, let them dry. And if you're gonna do it right, to be perfectly honest, it takes about 5 or 6 times, which I absolutely, by far and wide, give up on. And another reason I'm so glad we've incorporated a cobbler service, because I was so sick of doing that. There is no way I could charge you guys enough to clean your sandal footbeds 5 and 6 times over with very nominal results. It drives me crazy. So I stopped doing it. I'll let Carlos do it. getting into Bixby Knolls. A lot of stuff moves in and out of Bixby Knolls. I was always impressed by Bixby Knolls Business Association because they truly guilt the residents into shopping their area, which they absolutely should. You should all be guilted into supporting your own local economy. It's not wise to throw all your money away on third-party selling sites. It never comes back. That's the problem. So I gotta give it up to Bixby Knolls Business Association. Guilt works. Good for you. I think this is the art. Yeah, the expo. One of our very good customers and pals, Emily Simmons. She pops up and shows her art here every once in a while. I went to what is it? I don't think it's Fourth Fridays. Do you remember, Nico? We were going to those nighttime things. Fourth Fridays is on 4th Street. First Fridays is Bixby Knolls. So went to a few here. There's always somebody dancing here, playing music. So fun. I've never been to EJ's Pub. Somebody tell me how it is. Maybe I can get my buddies Tyler and Sammy to go there. They might like it. This is where to get your Red Wing boots. They do not measure properly in the slightest, but it is the only place you can get Red Wing boots in town. Red Wing only sells in their own stores now. A lot of brands started doing that, and as everybody starts moving direct to consumer and risking that, a lot of brands tried to move direct to consumer in like 23 era, and then quickly 180 that, because the amount of customer service needed to supplement a direct-to-consumer customer is never the amount that the brand thinks. They think that they can handle it, and then they can't. And that's why retailers have always been a component of, a business to a consumer type of situation, because we can handle the consumer. We know how to manage expectations. We know how to present shoes and display shoes and warehouse shoes and then get you, the consumer, the right thing. So that's lost in direct-to-consumer. Direct-to-consumer is brand-to-consumer. And so what ends up happening is they go about 6 months of, we can do this, with a gross amount of returns. And when I say gross, I mean that in a, volume, not ew. But, and it basically makes the books look so bad that they have to almost immediately return business, retail, consumer model. Because we're the only ones that can mitigate this. The consumer is something. They're tough. But there's still stores that are trying. And those stores deserve as much help as they can get, because you really don't know what you're missing in service until you don't have it anymore. We were talking earlier about how fast food service, there's no people there anymore. So you don't dine in, you don't sit at that restaurant and eat there because there's nobody to help you. People move to buying shoes online because, I've got that size before. Every single shoe on this planet's made different. even within brands, even within collections of brands, even within silhouettes of brands, that requires somebody that knows what the heck they're doing. It's not your fault. Like, you're oversaturated when you go online. You just look at stuff and you're like, that model's cute, that outfit, I have that, I want that. You gotta try things on. How many times have you bought something because like the model looked cute and you're like, oh man, I'm not even shaped like that. And then it's just a waste. At least you know what you're getting when you try it on. So it's like one of my favorite ramen joints ever. Hiro Nori. So fire. I'm hurrying. It's my hurry. All right, Karen. Oh, is that Karen? Fit Club Karen? No. Not Fit Club Karen. Cool. Thanks, Karen. Heck yeah, you go, girl, too. Whatever it is you're doing today. There's Rasselbach. Delicious. And then, is that even? Oh my God, they emptied that GameStop so fast. That's a Club Pilates now. I'm a bar girl myself. I don't mean bar like drinking bar, because that too, but B-A-R-R-E. Always wanted to be a ballerina. Turns out I'm too big and goofy. All right, and this is what I figured. Ambitious Ales. It's really early. He said that too. But the owner is fantastic. There's a run club that meets here called Ambitious Run Club. And one of the captains is my buddy, Casey. And I got invited here. Everybody should come here, by the way. They have like awesome new beer like all the time. And you can go get pizza from a spot over here. Whoops. I think you can go get pizza from a spot over here. I hope you can still get pizza from a spot over here. And then come eat it here. But anyway, I got to show Topo. So with my buddy Casey and my rep from Topo, his name's Keith. He's awesome. He's so nice. And those are some of the athletic, that Topo's like one of my new favorite athletic brands. Really fantastic. Everybody should try them. Talk about athletic fit. Like what an athletic fit should be. That's what Topo's doing. Has anyone tried the Dansko walking shoe? So the Dansko walking shoe is absolutely incredible, actually. I don't lump it into athletics because athletics has a lot to do with performance. And it's always, all the athletic companies are in like hyper competition with one another to be like faster, bigger, stronger, better, brighter, more obnoxious colors. The best. What marathon winner is wearing that shoe in particular? They're not really thinking about the average consumer that's wearing their athletic shoes. They just know that you guys are going to keep buying it. So what I always try to do, if somebody has gotten an athletic shoe over and over and over again, and they still want an athletic shoe, I'll try to get more of a support type shoe on them so they can feel the difference. Because a lot of times when somebody's in pain, the only thing that we can do is offset your pressure points. That just means a different shoe, guys. I'm giving you like the secret to fitting problems is offsetting that person's weight. So like, let's say you're in pain. You take those shoes off, you put a different shoe on. You're offsetting your weight. Did you fix your problem? I don't know, but did you offset your pressure points? Yes, you did. So, that being said, if you've always worn traditional athletics, there are brands like Dansko that make a souped up version of an athletic shoe. Because like I said, all Dansko products have the heart of a Dansko clog. So you take the inner sole out of that walking shoe that they make, which is called Poppy. You take that out, it's a full orthotic. You have additional cushioning through the ball of the foot. You have a rigid arch support. You have a shock pad in the heel. Because in theory, if you're walking, you're hitting the ground a little harder. Possibly more, how do I say this nicely? More like, I can't say it. You're hitting the ground slower and harder. I'll try to think of a better word. And so you need this additional padding through the heel. Now, the reinforced arch and heel support is buttressed with an external arch support made out of this rigid type of plastic, so your arch doesn't fall down. Then, on the outsole, they stitch this additional foamy type of arch to the outsole. So you have like actually a triple reinforced arch. The shoe itself lasts a lot longer than a traditional athletic. When you can get into a shoe that evenly distributes your weight, you're automatically going to get a shoe that lasts longer, which is why rigid shoes last so long, because they distribute your weight and actually take the shock away from your foot when your foot is immobilized with rigidity. So, their athletic shoe has been one of my great walking shoes, especially for gals that wanted to get out of your traditional athletics like New Balance. They're cuter. The colors this year are the cutest they've been. You guys got to check out Dune. Dune is so cute. Ooh, this is a new spot. What is that? Wow, that's a prickly caterpillar. I'm pretty sure those are poisonous. Hey, prickly caterpillar. What's a walk if you don't enjoy the nature, huh? I know it's like the busiest street, but whatever. This is supposed to be a new coffee spot. I like their signage. I want signage like this. I want to find new signage. Ooh, this is the Peruvian spot that's coming. When? Oh, are you open? You're already open. All right, I got to look at this. They're closed on Monday, but I got to look at their menu. Oh, wow. I wonder if Papu would like to come here. Ooh, they got really good ceviche. All right. Lomo saltado. Fantastic. Yum. Looks like it's mostly beef and seafood. That looks, oh, such a pretty display. Again, with the pretty displays. Oh, love it. I do love displays. If anybody knows me, they know I like displays. I love this building. Would anybody come to Tenni-Moc if it was in Bixby Knolls? I wanted to know. One of our customers owns that building over there. That building, the yellow one, is actually sick. It is so nice inside. It does not have a warehouse that would work for me at all, so don't worry, I'm not moving there. But I always wondered, if I had another location in Bixby Knolls, would anybody go over there? Because I do know that some of my customers actually live in Bixby Knolls. I just don't know if it would, like, you know, suit the neighborhood. Because Tenni-Moc only exists if the neighbors want to go and want to tell their friends. You know, we've tried more traditional, you know, wide sweeping ads through like Orange County into LA, and our best form of advertising is you guys. It's you guys tagging your friends. It's you guys getting involved in our contests. It's the community part of owning a local shoe store that really makes it, it's hard, but it, you know, you can justify it. This place is supposed to be really stellar. This is Sushi Nikkei, and it's like Peruvian sushi. And I think you still need a reservation to get in. It's very pretty inside. And then our buddy Dainty Disco, I don't think that she's open, but I think that this is her new location though. Oh, also new location for fingerprints. Cardi B was here like a few months ago. And I haven't been in since it was new. I loved fingerprints when it was downtown. Most independent Record store? Hell yeah, go you. Most independent shoe store, go me. I don't know, really. Mr. Bodell's still pretty independent. And himself. Yeah, everybody check out the new fingerprints. Always love being there. Oh my gosh, love these displays. All right, I'm gonna go nerd out on how cute these windows are. I've never been in Rooted. I think you can get like refills on cleaning supplies. And I'm pretty sure plants. I'm pretty sure they sell plants. Oh my god, their little register in the back is so cute. No, she's inside one of these boutiques. She like shares a space. Better Half Boutique is such a cool spot. Yeah, really great gifts and cute stuff. It looks like they got a stripe thing going on right now. How cute. Ciao Bella. Great gifts. Always buy your gifts there. All right. Our girl Dainty Disco, she had a unit up in North Long Beach in that like stretch of units that is pretty much empty. So sadly she couldn't do as well as she wanted to, but she really stuck it out. She found herself a little co-hosted unit down here in Bixby Knolls. Started doing like classes, like arts and crafts classes, and she still does our balloon installations when we have our events. She's a really, really nice person. She's just working her butt off like everyone else is trying to do. She has great gifts. Hit her up on Instagram at Dainty Disco. She's so cute. Let's go. Therese?
Hello, my friend.
Hey.
Live walking. Where are you?
Oh, I'm at they call it Bay Towers now, the Bixby Towers, where a lot of our residents, a lot of our clients actually live here at Bixby Towers. So I'm over here in Bixby Knolls. I'm coming down to the end of it though, and then I get to go downhill, down Signal Hill, I think it is. And I'm out here walking. Yo, there, Nico just said it, 37th and Atlantic. And hello, Bixby Towers. Hello, my clients. It's been crazy, like watching families like grow older. You know, like different residences change and stuff, but the clients still keep coming back. We do a lot of deliveries to Bixby Knolls and these towers here. So happy to be of service. We also dispense for Medicare. A lot of these gals and guys that lived at Bay Towers or Bixby Towers, whatever, I guess it's new that they're Bay Towers. But anyway, they were patients of Dr. Friedman. So that's how I got to meet so many people from there. Also, one of the gals that own the, what do you call them? They're like they're care nurses, you know, and helpers. Her name was Barbara Hogg. It's one of my favorite people, really close family friend, hilarious Scottish lady. I still get to wait on her nephews and her sister-in-law. She lives up there somewhere. Her daughter's name is Alex. I remember that. And I think the other one's name is Sarah. We're like the same age. We both have bad mouths. Barbara Hogg's hilarious. I hope she's still around. That happens a lot in my 20... God, what am I up to now? Like 24? I think I'm at 24 years. Sadly, had to see a lot of my clients, my grandpa's friends, my clients pass. But death is part of life. And then I get to meet new people and to support them any way I can. Support their feet, really. I'll try to support other ways. We're actually, speaking of support, we're actually doing, like, along with this live stream, which, I don't know, so far so good, I'm doing fine. I might do more stuff like this. I need ideas, actually, because, like, this year we're doing a little bit more of, like, a grassroots type of marketing. I'm kind of bringing a lot of it back home. With how things are going now, these last 2 years, I don't have near as much brand partnership as I did amid COVID when I was being very vocal. I mean, there wasn't any business, so I could afford to be vocal. You know, as stuff has returned, I've had less time to, you know, be vocal and kind of put my money where my mouth is. So less availability realistically and putting my money where my mouth is. But by the way, shout out to Bacon Broil. Everybody eats here. My grandparents loved eating here. So I'm gonna like shake it up. We're trying to bring more stuff in-house. We're trying to promote in different ways and be interactive with the community more, because I can sit here and, you know, develop a bunch of ads for a brand, put them in print, put them in Meta, put them in whatever, you know, and we don't necessarily see the ROI that the brand is looking for. Although my numbers say otherwise, they're looking for something else, and I'm not finding it. And I'm going to have to just like relegate myself to not being there yet, which is fine, because I can do stuff like this. And since my buddy Spencer signed on for the manager buyer, he also would like to be implementing different marketing strategies, such as a book club and a walking club. So you should, if you don't want to drop your email in the chat, I don't blame you. But, you know, I want to join the book club. I want to join the walking club. We'll reach out to you. We can get your email, and that way we'll sign you up for stuff. Also, you can go to the website. You can go to www.tenni-mocs.com. You can sign up for emails, because in March, throughout the travel contest, this is the type of, we'll be throwing those kind of fun things your way also. Like, hey, come join the book club. Spencer makes really yummy food. Honestly, I'm not as good a reader as I should be. I could read Harry Potter, but it's hard for me to read other stuff. And, and like, I like to read like textbooks. I know that's really odd. It's just kind of how my brain, or like reference logs. That's kind of all I had when I was a kid. And that's kind of how my brain is set up now. That's why I can memorize a catalog so well, is because I only had like reference manuals as a kid. This is probably too much. Nobody needs to know all this stuff. So anyway, I would join the book club just to eat Spencer's yummy snacky foods. He makes such good food. Thinking about it right now. I'm not really hungry though. I'm doing okay. I ate my protein this morning. Nico's the one that didn't eat anything. We're going to be meeting at Little Coyote Pizza. It's actually kind of devastating. I wanted to meet at Flippin' Pizza, which is directly across the street from the store, but they up and closed overnight. And that happens more and more often. Huh? Yeah, Flippin' Pizza's closed permanently. Flippin' Pizza we always ordered from Flippin' Pizza for any of our big staff events, the lunch for our staff. And they were really awesome small business partners, really good people. But sadly, they had to close up overnight. And that happens so often. And that is sad. But we get to go over to Little Coyote and we'll eat over there. I hope everybody can meet me at Little Coyote. I will buy you pizza. I will be thrilled to buy you pizza. This is the last Staples in Long Beach, I'm pretty sure, right here. I think they closed that one at the traffic circle. That is Wardlow. Coming up on Wardlow. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. if I talked enough about the walking shoe by Dansko. Which, by the way, the arch and the construction on the Dansko walking shoe, by far and wide better than most athletics on the market. Now, it's not really a model that that Dansko is going to be moving forward with, because as I was saying, the athletic market is so wildly competitive with one another. It doesn't really leave any space edgewise for anybody else to come in and try to compete. Only the niche brands can compete. Comfort brands, they kind of have their own lane, and they try to throw their hat in every once in a while. Dansko did a wonderful job, but if we talk volume, no one can get over to athletics. It's a bunch of shoes, that are mass-produced. There's Dad. Mass-produced. And we just buy them up like candy. I mean, I sell them. What I'm trying to say is you might consider a more sustainable type of shoe, which would be... Hi, Dad. He's parked in red. He can't stay there. Hello.
Hi.
You made it. What's that?
Brought you guys coffee.
Oh, that's nice of you.
From
Terramia.
Alyssa is like a block away.
Should we wait?
Yeah. Walking really fast. Right there.
Oh my God, she's so silly. I would have waited. All right, so we're going to take a break here at, we're on 35th. 35th and Atlantic. Nico didn't eat, so we're just going to take a powwow.
Grab a cheese.
Oh my gosh, I can't eat that right now. It's okay. I'll eat it in a little.
Just like this muffin.
Eat something. You don't want to try Sledge's muffin?
I'm on a cut, guys. These are really good, though.
If you haven't had a Tres Leches muffin from Terramia, you are missing out.
I wonder if you can see it.
This is a really good coffee. Oh my goodness. All right. And so you might notice me adjusting my shoe right now. Here, can you hold this, Dad? Or Nico? You can have a swig, Nico. Okay, I'm not adjusting my shoe. My sock got wrinkled. That's my fault. See my anatomically correct anti-friction socks? They only work if they're straight. So, if you have really flexible feet like me, they get all wonky. But I fixed it. I'm going to be fine. Polly's Pies. We never went to this Polly's Pies as I was a kid. We always went to the Los Alamitos one. Me and my grandpa and my grandma. Now that used to be a price point. I'm telling you. I remember getting breakfast from there for 3 people. And it was like between 30 and 40 bucks. Go Polly's. I don't know what it's like anymore. Somebody tell me about Polly's. Besides how delicious their pies are.
How's the pie?
How's your pie? Oh. I don't know, Alyssa. Yeah, you should have given her a ride. Me and Nico walk really fast. She has short legs. We got long legs. I'm not making fun of her. She has actually proportionate legs to her body, unlike me and Nico, who are... Well, I'm like a pumpkin with sticks coming out of it. Nico's very tall, so... What are you going to do? Like drive down the hill?
Huh?
You're going to drive down the hill?
No, can we go back and feed our cat?
You're going to feed our cat?
We're going to feed our cat.
Our cat isn't fat enough? No. So, my cat hasn't had wet food for the last 3 days, and you would think that we'd been starving her. She won't stop meowing. Little does she know, she has a freaking option, and it's in her bowl. What's wrong with my cat? Spoiled, rotten cat. I'm not seeing Alyssa. I want to get moving. I don't want the...
Oh, my bad. I'm just using whatever, man. And are we waiting?
No, Dad should pick up Alyssa and bring her. Is that okay with you?
She's crazy. I don't know what the heck she's doing.
I know 5 minutes after, I could have waited 5 minutes. Weirdo. Make sure you check the chat so I can answer questions.
We're on a bit of a low right now, but I think it's because it's really early. Nobody's up yet.
It's okay. It's also been kind of boring. I don't know. I'm trying to talk. I'll keep talking. Everybody needs to be asking me questions. That's what's going on. Let's go. No, the Dansko crowd should have probably gotten on by now. They're all East Coast. Is that Alyssa with her hat? I think that's Alyssa with her hat. All right.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. Catch up with Alyssa. Make sure you check, see if anybody said anything. There she is. That's her. I'm going to get her Dansko hat. Here, Nico, get a Dansko hat out of my purse. Hey, Dad. Has anybody been to Rad Coffee? Is it any good? Can you text Dad and tell him? Here, we'll just walk towards Alyssa. What's backtracking? It's fine. Look at her. Look at her walk. She's busting her ass to get over here. It's hilarious. Alyssa would be so hilarious to go on a trip with. She'd just be pounding the pavement, not making a sound. Everybody who works in the store knows that Alyssa doesn't make a sound when she walks. I could have waited 5 minutes. You've been behind me this whole time? Yes. You're hilarious. Now get your Dansko hat on.
Okay, turn away.
Why?
Don't make me
Why?
do this.
Okay, fine. Here's a parking lot, everybody. This is Nico's got his Dansko hat on. Alyssa's got her Dansko hat on.
Somehow. Oh. There we go.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi!
All right, let's go down this hill. All right, we got any questions while I was taking a coffee break? No? Nico says we're kind of low right now. You're so funny. Yeah, a nice walk. I think we're gonna do good. I actually sent Matt to go get you, so now he's probably gonna overlap us. And what's Alyssa wearing?
Oh! My pink
The Pink Pro, which has become like a core model.
With my Thorlo socks.
What do you have? You have Thorlos
catch
on?
up.
To catch up,
I
yeah.
also packed my sock wells.
Ah, yes. So another good anti-chafing, anti-friction implement are Thorlo socks. Thorlo are the absolute thickest socks made. So if you were like, all right, I don't even want to think about it, and I want my foot entirely caressed by squishy sock, then you need Thorlos. And also Thorlos would kind of diminish the issue that I'm having with my super flexible feet with this little wrinkle that keeps happening under my toe in my smaller foot. See, given that I have to wait on people and listen to their obscure problems all day, I've kind of figured out what's wrong with everybody, and it has a lot to do with how unaware everybody is about the things that are attached to their bodies called their feet. One of your feet are a different shape than the other one. If they were entirely symmetrical, you would be a robot. And that's just not how we're built. You got one ear lower than the other. You got one nostril bigger than the other. You inherently have one stronger hand than the other. You inherently have one stronger foot than the other. Anyway, the stronger foot usually doesn't have near as many problems as the not so strong foot. And one of my biggest problems is my left foot, being smaller and weaker, moves more than my strong foot. And you'll notice, if ever you look at my sandals, the left footbed of my sandals is always dirtier because that foot moves more in the shoe. And most of my problems end up happening on my left foot because it's a weak, little, obnoxious foot. But It's mine. And all I can keep doing is gain an even weight displacement, make myself as symmetrical as humanly possible, because that's just not the way that we're made. Offset my pressure points, evenly distribute my weight. What are you gonna do? It's just what you do, right, Alyssa?
That's all you do.
It's all you
All
do.
the things.
That's it.
All the things.
You pretty much wear clogs like exclusively at the store now.
Pretty much.
Is that
It's
a
a different clog every day.
is that a hyperfixation, or is that?
I think it's
I just threw Alyssa
probably
under the
a
bus.
little from column B.
Sorry, Alyssa.
But at least I'm like,
At least my feet don't
changing my
hurt.
shoes every day. It's not the same clog. No, and then when I get home, I put on my Birkenstocks. So that puts me in a different position.
That's a good idea. We should talk about that.
Yeah.
So again, when we're doing fittings at the store, it's not magic. Okay, we're just problem solvers. Okay, we're just offsetting your pressure points. So whatever hurts, we're going to address the underlying concern, which is usually support. 9 times out of 10, it's support. And then we're going to get you something different than what you had, so you feel better than when you started. A lot of people have just worn their shoes out entirely. And I don't know what you guys expected after you wore your shoes out entirely, but the next thing is your foot. Your foot comes after. That thing that's attached to the end of your body, that's what comes after your shoe. It's your foot. And if you destroy your shoes, your feet are next. So, this is why you get shoes that can either hold up to your environment and you, or you replace your shoes quite frequently. Or
you get multiple shoes.
Or you, yeah.
And you go through them. Don't wear the same one every day.
So it's what I call a healthy shoe wardrobe. Has at least 3 rotation. Yes, you rotate your shoes. This is kind of, I don't want to call it a life hack, because probably the gals that are working in emergency rooms, the nurses that are like in the hospitals and they're working like 18-hour shifts, to them it's very duh. My feet hurt, change my shoes. All of them have other shoes behind the wall, under their desk, in the locker room. None of them wear those shoes for 18 hours a day. And if they do, they are so unhappy. Okay, the wisest thing you can do, being a person in a standing type of job, standing and walking type of job, because inherently after your shoes, your foot is next. It's going to get worn out. Is change up the shoe so your nerves don't get a chance to become inflamed. Inflamed nerves are painful feet. That's what you're dealing with.
You and I also have extra shoes at the store.
Oh yeah,
that
me
we
and
keep
Alyssa have like
switching
3 and
with.
4.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're using them as fitting implements. Like sometimes I have extra clogs laying around so I can show you guys that they fit funny. So I'll throw clogs on to be like, no, you see, your heel comes out, because your heel does come out. If you ever look at the construction of a clog, it is a hard plastic bag. Here, good. Go look at Alyssa's feet. Her heel's coming out of the back. It's because she lets her foot relax. Her toes are nice and relaxed. Their shoe's not going anywhere. We also just scooted across a freeway off ramp, and our shoe didn't go anywhere. We scooted just fine. I've also had to run after children in these clogs. Alyssa's had to run after cats in these clogs.
These are also my Disney shoes. The 2 times I've gone to Disney, I wore my professionals.
Yeah, Alyssa's not from here. She's only been to Disney twice. And she's worn her professionals each time, which is wise. That's what I would do. I, in fact, wore clog boots last time I went. In the middle of summer, by the way.
Hey, you gotta be comfortable.
I was wearing shorts and boots. I don't care. I wore those same boots on a hike in Big Bear. Clog boots.
I like that. I had Birkenstocks. 'Cause.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So me and Alyssa primarily, we wear clog boots. wear what's called elevated footwear, that's where your heel is going to set higher than the rest of your foot. Dansko primarily has elevated footwear with gradual arches. And then when we get home, Alyssa goes in the opposite direction. Now, there's a few reasons for that. Alyssa has very structured feet, really strong feet that haven't fallen apart yet. So good for Alyssa. If she can, yeah, as long as she maintains a rigid support system, she'll be pretty solid unless she, like, knock on wood, breaks anything. That would be awful, because breaks in rigid feet are way harder than breaks in flexible feet. But also they're harder to break. So
They are.
Lucky you.
Yes. I tested it.
So anyway, as long as Alyssa maintains her support, oh, that's nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. Then her arch won't fall down. She won't have any of the problems that we deal with in the store with the older gals, like fallen arches, PTTD, Achilles tendonitis, all that shit. Anyway, so Alyssa goes home and puts on a Birkenstock. Puts on a Birkenstock, which is equally rigid, but what's called a negative footbed. When you have a negative footbed, your heel sets lower than the rest of your foot. So Alyssa is actually exercising her foot a lot more than I do. And the reason being is I can't wear negative footbeds anymore. It hurts my back. I'm a lot heavier than Alyssa. I can't do it anymore.
We have much different feet.
And way different feet. So, although the rigidity of a Birkenstock feels absolutely amazing on my foot, it's what my foot would prefer, my back can't do it anymore. I'm too heavy. So I stop. I give up.
And see, like, I don't feel comfortable and supported long term in, like, athletics.
Oh, yeah. So we've been talking about this whole time how we don't wear athletics, but I think I got a question coming in, so I'll continue that because I got 8 hours.
Yeah.
Got my mom Dansko for work.
Nice. Yeah, Pookie. That's a good, Pookie's very good at the well-rounded shoe wardrobe. Absolutely. Revere's a dress shoe with a great orthotic in there. And yeah, Pookie needs some Danskos, but Pookie's foot's so little. So that becomes an issue. Because not all the Danskos come in 35. Most of them start at 36. And Pookie has such a skinny foot. She's going to need one with a lace for sure, for sure. Yeah, that ends. So we're going to cross. Don't tell Matt, but this is my favorite Home Depot. He hates how it's set up, but they have the best garden center. So we're at the Home Depot Atlantic 31st Street. I think this is Home Depot Signal Hill is what they call this one. Yeah. And if anybody ever wants to give me a plant, get it from there. There's also an In-N-Out. This is probably the best In-N-Out for late nights. I've picked up my fair share of doubles and taken them to Memorial for the girls when they have their babies at Memorial. Also, it has a great view. I think oh no, we're not going to be at the view part. Maybe we'll have a good view. We'll see. Me too.
And apples.
I got applesauce. I got corn nuts.
Okay,
I got tortilla chips.
Great. I have cereal bars.
Cereal bars?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mom and the aunts came to play. Oh, Nico, you're schwitzing. Would you like a snack? Are you okay?
I'm sick.
Oh, gross. Let's not look at him. Ew. Ew, he's sick. Get him off. He's loaded up on Dayquil. He's fine.
It's not enough.
Oh, Nico.
To make that tea tonight.
That Puerto Rican stuff?
This one isn't. We'll make you guys some of that too. Because we actually have to make a new batch. This winter was wild. No, it's a tea that he makes for like sore throats and
Cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nico needs that. All right. There's a decent, that's a decent view. There's Long Beach. I can see the port. Hey-oh. Let's go Long Beach. Yeah, I wasn't going to the top of Signal Hill. Maybe I'll do that one next, but that one won't be 8 hours. I can live stream that. In what, though?
Can we just drive to Signal Hill?
Can we just drive up and live stream it? Oh, thanks. The day's not facing me. Oh, my teeth, too. Good thing Alyssa came to clean my teeth.
I love you.
Nico would have just let me walk that way. All right, then we get to go downhill. Oh yeah, that's a good. There's the port. Hey port. Hey port. Yeah, don't wave at them. They can't hang out with us. Go in the bridge.
I haven't been on it since
Really?
Really?
You haven't been over to Pedro in that long?
I guess not.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? Where we live, we can take the Carson way. We don't have to take that way anymore. You probably just get on the 91 if you were going in that direction. You don't go in that direction, do you?
No.
Am I the one that still goes over to the port?
I mean, yeah. When I worked over there,
I still love San Pedro. Good ass San Pedro.
No, you don't. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, it's been too long. I gotta stop.
Now, if I was driving, I would just turn left on Spring and then take that down to the store. But since I'm trying to prove a point and I'm walking close to 20 miles today in my clogs with no problems, I'll be going through Midtown next to Polly, which is not endearing. No offense, Polly. Oh, I'm going by Wilson too. I went by Jordan. Good morning, Jordan. All right, we're gonna good afternoon, Polly, and then probably good afternoon, Wilson. But anyway, I wanted to hit like a lot of locations because when you're traveling in Europe, let's say, you know, obviously most cost effective is walking. My mom, whenever we were in Europe, we would always walk. We didn't, it just, you know, taking a taxi would be absurd. You know, pay this man $15 to take us across the city. That's crazy. We gotta walk. We're walking, and we'd walk all darn day. And then, but like, it was always on a route, like a museum route. So I'm not stopping by any museums or sauntering or anything like that, but I sure as hell am walking. And, and I'm gonna show off a bunch of landmarks in between. You know, I got this idea from the Woody Show last year. One of their radio personalities, his name is Menace, he left Disney Burbank Studios, which is where the Woody Show is aired and filmed and recorded. And he left Disney Burbank Studios to walk to Disney, Anaheim Disney. And it took him all day. And by the time he was done, he was like breathing terribly, and like I think Woody like met him with a wheelchair, which was really sweet. I'm not going to need all that. I wanted to walk to Knott's, and then again the beginning of this year, it's been all right. We're not going anywhere, but I can't afford to take everybody to Knott's. That's we're just past that. Everything costs too much right now, so I can buy them pizza though, which I know is the ongoing joke in retail, like managers just buy their employees pizza to try to hold them over. But like, that's what I can do right now. And thank goodness I have a team that understands that. It doesn't require me to take them to Knott's Berry Farm. All right, talk about uneven terrain. This is legit like a trail. Okay, and if you let your foot relax over stuff like this, then your weight will be displaced evenly. Now, I'm like avoiding looking at the phone so I can see where I'm stepping, but I'm also doing a pretty good job. I wonder if I should have crossed. If I have to climb down a hill, Alyssa. roll me. If I have to climb down a hill, just roll me. Oh God, don't run. Look at her. We do this stuff at the store though. We run in our clogs all the time. We're running up ladders. I've been like 3 steps up a ladder with one clog in the air. That's a move. That's part of Shoe Olympics. Oh my goodness. This was a mistake.
I think I made a huge mistake.
I think I made a huge mistake.
This is kind of has steps. And that goes through.
All right, steps it is. Alyssa first.
I'm used to getting in and out.
Stay here. Oh no. I'm too wobbles. Hold that for me.
Yeah, of course.
I just can't see very good. Oh jeez. Okay. Thanks. Ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna.
You got it.
Got it.
Good job.
Thank you. All right. So usually when you're walking around town, you don't have to go down a hill like that. Got it? Oh, Nico did great. Okay, because Nico's little sneakies on. Ah. All right, we off-roaded in clogs, everybody. Totally safe. Totally safe. No, I'm all thrown off because the phone's in front of my eyes. Also, I'm just wobbly. Never mind. I'm like blaming it on the phone right now. I haven't even been drinking. I'm just wobbly. It's a little early.
I forgot.
Yeah? Oh my God, yay! Hi, Susan and Alan. That's so sweet of you. Thank you for joining us. Oh, I love Susan and Alan. God, how nice.
I love the turnout so far.
Yeah, Cabral's were on, and Karen. Pookie and Alexis.
Yeah.
Shay was on for a while.
At least a bit when I came in. She said
Cloggy, 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 cloggy. Oops, stepped on her clogs. That was rude. Sorry.
You know, I like the scarf.
There you go.
Oh man, I was talking about burnished leather. Okay, so me and Alyssa both have burnished leather. It's the softest leather that they make. They say that pull-up leather is the softest leather that they make, but I found because I've had pull-up also, and the burnished leather, realistically, for me, it broke in the fastest. It was the softest. And I was going in between hair calf or burnished sand, which is what I have. You saw the pictures last night of all my clogs. And I thought more protection would be better in this scenario. So far, not failing. Really loving what I picked. I gotta find another patent leather. My last patent leather, actually, second to last patent leather, were California poppies, which were my absolute favorite. They still are, but like I'm babying them because I had the predecessor to that shoe, which was a white clog with a big fat poppy on it, like a huge one, and it was so cute, and I ruined it. So now that I have my California poppies, I'm taking very good care of them. And so after that, though, I got the Taylor Swift chromed out clogs that Steve, my favorite person in the world, got for me. But I really trashed those, and they're not very attractive anymore. I look like I crashed my chromed out car.
Yeah.
They have like gashes in them.
They were clearly your favorite.
And then, and now I'm up to these hair calves. No, they're not patent, but the leather's thicker because they want the hair to stick on there. So, anyway, what were you gonna say?
I wore my 39s today.
Do you? Oh yeah, Alyssa's one of those people that actually still goes between 38s and 39s. We talked in the beginning of the walk about how sure when Dansko became more of a U.S. brand, that like the footbeds and the uppers got way more consistent. And but since the uppers of all the staple clogs are still hand stapled on, every clog has a little bit more of a nuance, a little bit of specialty. I don't do 40s anymore. I gave up. I wear 41s. Sorry guys. And so what I do with my 41s now is I put a tongue pad in all of them to hold on. Alyssa still goes in between. Sometimes she can pull off a 38, sometimes she can pull off a 39. And in today's case, she wore a Thorlos and she accounted for her swelling, so she wore a 39. You see, Alyssa was aware of the things that are attached to the bottom of her body. So bravo, Alyssa, because that's what we can basically take away from this. Point the camera up more. Sorry about cursing, everybody. Sorry, Susan and Alan, that was a bad word. Oh, am I muted and stuff?
You're good.
Sorry, everybody, I dropped you. This is, although a very high-end magnet, a very stressful magnet, because it's like, look at it, Alyssa. It's like a hairband.
I know, I don't have that kind of concern. That's all you put it back on.
Custom.
If sometimes, yes, in 3/4 length, but their XP models have removable footbeds that you can put your orthotics into. The reality of it is the professional clog has as much rigidity as an orthotic. So we're immobilizing the parts of your foot that usually hurt and supporting the parts of your foot that do need support. Dansko's arch is elongated and gradual. So usually, or a lot of times when people have worn orthotics, they'll put a Dansko on and they'll be like, well, it doesn't hurt, but I don't feel an arch. And it's because it's so well made that it doesn't dig. That's not a bad thing. People just get kind of accustomed to wearing their orthotics. However, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. You need to offset your pressure points. If you wear your orthotics 24/7, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. It might fix your problem. So I need to clarify, actually. Some people that have hurt their foot, injured their foot, have some sort of a problem or malady with their foot, they do need to wear their orthotics 24/7. That's for a period of time. That's like usually a 4 to 6 week healing process. Sometimes if your condition is chronic, like chronic plantar fasciitis, your timeline gets extended more like to a year, which is a drag. I know nobody wants to hear that. But you have to wear your orthotics for like a year so the tendon can get back in place and heal itself. We want you to heal yourself. The surgeries always end in something worse, but a surgeon's not going to tell you that. A surgeon's going to want to cut your foot open. Fair enough. They make a lot of money doing it, I guess. Okay. Is it worth it? No. You should not be so reactive. If somebody wants to cut open your foot the first time they meet you, you're going to want to ask somebody else for a different opinion.
And you've also changed your anatomy, so it makes it more difficult for the issue to be addressed.
Yeah, if you change your biomechanics, we have to change how we address your problem. Okay? Only people that have watched the progression of issues can troubleshoot on the fly like that. That's somebody like me. And that guy with the really cool bike that just went by. He's super important. You can tell. Nobody else has such a cool bike like that. He's super interesting and important. Loud.
So fast.
Super fast. Go fast, fast. So, anyway, it's good to have an alternate. Once you've gotten to a place where you're stable with your orthotic, your foot ailment is gone, your foot ailment has, gotten better, you want to diversify what you're wearing in your shoes or as your shoes. And a clog actually does a lot of jobs that an orthotic does without needing the orthotic. Obviously, every single circumstance is different. Come into the store so I can fit you accordingly and tell you what you should do. Pretty sunflowers, pretty lilies, pretty stuff. All right, I think we just passed Willow. I think this puts us into Midtown Long Beach. This is going to be the long stretch. Actually, 4th Street's probably going to be pretty long. There's just not very many businesses for me to shout out on here.
Do you want me to tell you the first time I was extraordinarily impressed with you at Tenni-Moc?
Oh, that sounds nice. Sure. Tell me nice things about myself. Thanks, Alyssa.
So, this was back when we were in the smaller store in the middle, where Round 9 is now. I just came in, I had started coming in and hanging out on Saturdays and stuff occasionally.
She was training. She's training. Actually, she's trying to get out. No, she was coming to visit.
It might have even been earlier. It might have even been when when we first were starting to hang out. But anyway, there was an older woman that came in, and she just looked like she had herself really put together, but she seemed so angry. Right? We know those customers. They're in pain.
They are in pain. We try to remember that seniors are not always angry. They're just possibly in pain. Poor things.
She was sent, I believe, by Dr. Freeman. This was a little store, so there was nobody else there. Just me, you, and her. She sat down, she was irritated because you started showing her the shoes that she had to wear.
Yeah.
To fix her issues. And this is a woman who has probably worn heels her entire life. She was very well put together. She's beautiful. She started to cry, and you sat there and reassured her quietly, because this is not a woman that looked like she ever cried in public like that.
No, when you started working, we still had like ladies in corporate.
Yeah.
Like when you started coming in, like we don't have very many of those conservative older gals in corporate anymore. It's all people our age wearing sneakers.
You had talked her down, told her, and it's something that I think about every time I have to have these conversations with the customers I sit with, is like, this doesn't have to be permanent.
That's true.
And like, it might not be what you used to wear, but we'll get you into pretty stuff again. We'll get it back. But right now you have to do this, and if we don't do this now, then we don't get to the pretty stuff again.
This is true. You gotta remember. See, like when we're in pain or we have some sort of ailment going on, sometimes we can get really short-sighted. Not only do we get really short-sighted, but we're really reactive. And that means You'll buy anything if it feels a little bit better. But remember what I was talking about. If you offset your pressure points, it's going to feel better. Will it address your problem? I don't know. We have to find that out together. But if you're so reactive that you just keep buying shoes and they're not working, it's because you're being reactive, not because you're letting it work. It could have been the right thing, but since you're not willing to go through the pain or the adjustment, then it's not going to get a chance to do its job. I realize that that's counterintuitive. I want you to feel better when you leave the store. But more often than not, I'm saying I want you to feel different when you leave the store, because at the very least I know that I've offset your pressure points and I've gotten you into the right support system that's going to fix your problem. It's you that has to let it happen. Okay, obviously that's subjective. But that happens really often, guys, way more often than people give themselves credit for. You know,
I think I kind of want to do this.
Yeah, because like it just takes a mind shift. You're still helping. We're still helping, and it's temporary. If you just fix your problem, you go back to right where you were. You know, especially in the case of the lady that you're talking about. You are quite obviously an independent, strong woman who's made it this far in corporate at your age in those pumps. Okay, I know that you're pretty badass. Okay, but you hurt yourself, and I can get you back to where you were, but you gotta listen. And that happens so often. Yes. Adjust.
A little tilted. Also, keep going.
Okay.
Have you gotten any feedback from customers with fasciitis?
Dansko is one of our heavy hitters for plantar fasciitis because it is rigid and it does have the extended arch. It fixes plantar fasciitis often. It's getting used to the fact that you're wearing something totally different. That is the hardest part. But yeah, most people that have plantar fasciitis, if they need more of a dress casual style, the first direction we go is Dansko. And that reason is we know that it has the support system to support you through the healing process. Depending on what stage you are in plantar fasciitis, your healing process, if you've gotten to chronic plantar fasciitis, your healing process might be more like 6 months to a year. And that's because you can't immobilize your foot. You're going to step down to get to the bathroom often, you know. It's not like when you tear or you strain a ligament or a tendon in a different part of your body where you put a brace on, you go on with your life, you don't use it, and then you strengthen afterwards. You have to heal while moving. So support is necessary. Any kind of support you can get at all times. So, is that a Dansko? Probably. Okay? And that's what we should use. Because it's a good thing. And it can support you for an extended period of time while you fix yourself. You're supposed to be able to heal from plantar fasciitis. You're not supposed to just keep it. So, that is important. All right. 23rd Street. Oh boy. We almost walked 50 blocks, guys. Has your knee been twingy? No, I mean like previous. When it was rainy. My knee was puffy for like 3 days, and I was like, oh man, this walk's gonna be so hard. But now I loaded up on Aleve. I got my swelling down. Yeah, we're in that age. Officially, it happened. We haven't exercised or taken care of ourselves enough to say that we have strong knees. But it could be so much worse. See, mine's left. My left side's useless. We watched John Wick last night. The third one. Cut off his finger. And I was like, I'd cut out my left finger if I had to. Totally useless.
That's true, though.
My left hand doesn't do dark things. Damn you.
Listen.
I decorated it with a tattoo.
There you go.
Here, let me give you the story of the tattoo, I guess. Yeah. So going back to when I was just a wee one, working in my grandpa's store, my favorite person in the world, Steve, came into the store with 4 Danskos in his backpack trying to sell my grandpa the Ingrid because it was like the newest, hottest thing. Oh boy, a Sonia with a convertible strap. And it has been reintroduced for this whole Heritage Classic Rocker collection. So everybody check out the Ingrid. Usually it comes in an antique brown, some sort of oiled leather. It's good stuff. Silhouette has been built upon moving forward because Ingrid turned out to be the style that really like pushed Dansko into other silhouettes of footwear. Anyway, Steve came in, 4 clogs in his backpack, said, Sam, you got to try these. My grandpa said, absolutely not. I think took Steve 2 or 3 times to get him to actually buy the 5th silhouette of Dansko. And he finally did. We did really well with it. So when I opened the new store with my grandpa, which a lot of people always think like I inherited it from my grandpa. No, my grandpa and I opened that store together. He was still alive when we opened it. But he said, here, you get along with Steve. Order what you'd order for the store. And I did a sell-in. It was my first sell-in. My grandpa wasn't there. It was just me and Steve. And I picked the prettiest Danskos I had ever seen. Danskos that my grandpa had never put into the store, ever. There was a peep toe sandal. It was all sandals, really, because like I said, watch out. Like I said, we basically sold like 5 clogs. That was it. Nothing open toe. So when we opened the store and it was in the summertime, I bought like 6 silhouettes of new sandals, stuff that like we had never put in the store. When that arrived, my grandpa, he was sick with his brain tumor, but he knew that he hated everything that I bought. He looked at it and said, this is the stupidest buy you could have ever done. He immediately got on the phone and yelled at Steve, which is terrible because it was my fault. I bought it. Told Steve to take back everything. How embarrassing. He let me keep like 3 out of the 6. And I think me and Steve talked him up into like sending back colors or something. Like I kept like cream and black or something instead of like all the pretty colors that I picked. And although he hated everything that I bought, he still let me keep some. And that's why, and now, I mean, Dansko's our biggest comfort brand. I sell almost every SKU of Dansko when I can, depending on what they introduce. And it's beautiful to look at. The details are so fun. They've always been fun. One of my favorite Danskos was in Oxford. And it was like, I remember the box. It was vegetable tan, waxy burnished. Something. I don't remember the name of this Oxford. But it was on the bottom of the Lolita. If Steve gets on, Steve, please help me. I need to know what this Oxford was. It's driving me nuts. And it had like a brogue on top. And if you don't know what a brogue is, it's like a wingtip. It's like these little dot details. And that was it was a weird looking shoe. Very 90s, let's be clear on that. But I love that shoe personally, my shoe. But I got this tattoo. My 20th year in the business. Because Dansko was the first shoe I was allowed to buy for. And I haven't stopped. Love buying Danskos. Love working with the company. The company evolves in order to serve, which is something I can get behind. They're a B corporation, which means everybody that works there owns a bit of it. And everybody gets to share their point of view. I've always wanted to go to Pennsylvania to one of the sales meetings. They have a campus. Sounds so fun. I've always wanted a campus for Tenni-Mocs. So now we offer so many services that I need a better way to organize all of you guys. And all of my guys. Scaling the business has taken a lot out of me. I'm hoping that the more things I can do off-site and with my customer base will kind of fuel me, because scaling and making it work with a staff has just been really trying since COVID, because like it was never a skill set that I had. My grandpa never really had like staff. He had a guy working for him. His name was Howard. He's an awesome guy. My uncle, before that, my uncle Denny, he worked for him too. My mom worked for him. But like, it was a one-man show. You just did whatever Sam told you to do. And we do our store in Southern California has to do a very high volume in order to just make rent. To just make overhead, I have to sell a lot of shoes. And when me and Alyssa were doing it, like during like I'd say probably like 21, 22, 23, I mean, we'd work days by ourselves. And at the end of the day, our legs would just give out, even though we were wearing dance coats. It was really too hard for only two people to do. And as me and Alyssa worked the floor, just me and Alyssa, everything else on the back end was falling apart. So I worked really hard on getting a back of the house manager person up to speed. One of our first ones was Maddie Lou. Maddie Lou's like one of my favorite humans ever. They were really good at that job, answering the phones and receiving inventory. And then that position got taken by Spencer. Maddie Lou went back to school. Spencer does a good job at it. Spencer's also good at sales. Did you get to any of the questions that Shay posted in the stories, Nico? So if you couldn't hear, the question was, for those that aren't accustomed to a rocker bottom, what are some tips and tricks to get used to it? It's a really good question, because rocker bottoms are really hard to get used to, but they're very good for you when you can get used to them. A clog is a very traditional type of rocker bottom that immobilizes your foot through the entire gait cycle. So the idea is your heel hits the ground, your arch flexes, the ball of your foot flexes, your toe off. Well, in a clog, that clog is shaped that way already. It forces your foot to hit the ground that way, and it forces you to follow through. The best thing you can do when getting used to a rocker bottom shoe is actually let your foot relax. Because if you tense up, it'll pinch your back, and that sucks. If the shoe itself, which rocker bottoms are recommended and are used for forcing your foot into the correct position. If you fight that force, you're putting more strain on your body, because biomechanically, your body wants to move that way. You have to let it. You have to let your foot relax inside the shoe and let the shoe do the job that your foot is supposed to be doing. But for whatever reason, it might not be doing. We have a lot of doctors that'll send people in for rocker bottoms, and they're so odd that the customer, the patient, can't get used to it. And it has a lot to do with them not letting go of what they're so used to for so long. But, you know, what they've been doing is, so rocker bottoms will control your gait cycle, because whatever you've been doing for so long messed your foot up. So you have to stop doing that. It forces you to have a correct gait cycle. And so the best thing that you can do to break that in is to actually let it happen. You will work new muscles. That's a good thing. You will feel different feelings in other places of your body. That's a good thing. Alyssa is very good at explaining a break-in timeline. I'm the type of gal, and I obviously curb this for the older folks, but I'm the type of gal that I'll wear it till it hurts, and if it doesn't hurt, I don't worry about it. And I'll tell people that are in my position something to that effect. But other people who are so apprehensive to change, or maybe they've been walking in such a way or standing in such a way for so long that they really can't let it go. It's a little at a time. Okay? Some people can only tolerate a half hour. And the next day, you do an hour. And the next day, you do an hour and a half. And the next day, you do 2 hours. Some people can have to do this weekly. Some people have to do a half hour every week until their body can relax. You're training your body to do something different. Well, if you're older, you've been doing something a certain way for so long. I get it. It's hard. So, the best case scenario is you let it happen. That was a good question. The average break-in period for a new pair of dance clothes, by far and wide, depends on the person, but it also depends on the upper. Because patent leather inherently takes longer to break in than pull-up leather. All the soles are made out of the same polyurethane bottom. So, and you're not trying to get that sole to bend anyway. You're actually trying to get your foot to move around the sculpted arch. So, again, that depends on the person. Things that cut down break-in time, though, like personally, for me, it's a full day. And I wear them, and they might bang up the top of my foot, and then I say, okay, well, the support system was worth this mark on the top of my foot. I'm fine with that. But, you know, other people can't tolerate that. So,
Baby foot.
Yeah, Alyssa has a baby foot. How long does it take you to break them in?
I usually take about a week before I start wearing them all the time.
Whole day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like that's like 2 hours at home every night.
Oh my gosh, you hear that? 2 hours at home every night. See, I don't have the patience for that. I'm going to rip up my foot.
You blow on my foot and I'll get a blister.
That's true. So, like Alyssa, although her foot is crazy structured and very strong, the skin on her foot is like a peach. Like, I've dropped stuff on her foot and it looks like I, like, broke it. So, Alyssa has to be super careful. So yeah, she'll do a 2 hours a day for a week. I do a day and I call it a day. And the ways to cut down on your break-in time, though, wear an anti-friction sock, like Features or Thorlo or Sockwell.
And that's why it takes me so long. I don't wear my socks.
Yeah, Alyssa's not a good sock wearer. She's doing a good job right now with her Thorlos, but she's doing that for the walk. She'd be walking barefoot and ripping her foot apart if given the chance.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Heck yeah, and it's called the Paisley, and it outranks any other outdoor shoe I have ever sold, ever. Also, what's that? First go-to. They say outdoor, I say you need a Paisley. And they say, what's a Paisley? I'm sorry. And I say, this is a Paisley, and it comes in all these cute colors. Let's see, newest colors this season are Dusty Lilac off the top of my head. Sage Green is the one I can't keep in the store. Everybody go check out Sage Green. That one's beautiful. No, Paisley is one of the best outdoor shoes that's ever come to market. And I sell strictly outdoor. And Dansko blows that out of the water. So they make a rigid bottom with a Vibram outsole. It's cross-tracked traction. Cross-directional, I should say, not cross-tracked. Cross-directional traction. So slip resistant. When they finally made that shoe in a black on black, we sold, well, I was selling it to people that were working anyway when it was black on purple, but yeah, but anyway, they finally made it in a black on black. I sold it to service people. I sent bartenders, hostesses, flight attendants, anybody that was working, I sold them a Paisley. And yeah, it has this really unique lacing feature that outdoor shoes, some outdoor shoes have. It's when the eyelets go clear down, like to the toe area, which you don't think is a big deal until you've worn it. Do you have the Paisley? No. You've only just worn it, huh? Yeah.
Trying to blow out my Keens.
Yeah. Keens are crazy durable, but they really don't have the comfort features that a Dansko has.
I can't wait to be done.
So the Paisley has a full orthotic in it. An orthotic similar to that walking shoe I was talking about called the Poppy. So if you go look at the Poppy, that's your lightweight walking shoe, but your classic walking shoe by Dansko is called the Paisley. And realistically, if you looked real hard at it, it's an outdoor walking shoe because it has the Vibram bottom, it has a built-up toe guard, double stitching, waterproof, extensive lacing. But that's what makes it so good. It is by far and wide more rigid than the Poppy. So the gals that need more rigidity, that's a great walking shoe to get into. In fact, if you're struggling with athletic shoes, I'm going to bet your bottom dollar it has to do with how flexible they are. And you might want to up your game into an outdoor model like the Paisley. Also, they really don't wear out. They just keep introducing colors. Actually, that's not true. I have one librarian. All she does is buy black over and over and over and over and over again. But other people just get a new color every year. They're like candy. You can collect them. They've come in every color and every shade. Hey, Mr. Alexander. Speaking of Maddie Lou's dad.
Alexander.
Hey, Polly. Keen knows that they're an outdoor shoe. Keen knows that they don't make orthotics. So if Keen is bothered by that statement, they can catch these hands. I don't really know. Because they're a wonderful outdoor shoe. It's just not the orthopedic type of support that Dansko offers. As you heard from Melissa, she can't wear hers out. And that becomes an issue for gals like us that like to change our shoes. Because there's no reason for us to buy another shoe if our shoe isn't worn out. And that happens even when we have really great discounts on shoes. Me and Alyssa have wonderful discounts on shoes. So anyway, Keen makes a phenomenal outdoor shoe. Don't get me wrong. It's just not an orthopedic support type shoe, which Paisley is. You get the best of both worlds. The durability, the waterproof, the slip resistance, plus this very good orthotic. So I hope that Keen isn't offended, but like I said,
They shouldn't be. They love them.
I know, right? I still sell Keen. sneakerina. You should try the Milana. It's cute as hell. Has wider, and it's low profile. Like if you want this to be easy on you, talk about a no break-in type shoe. All the girls at the store got the Milana once it shipped. Crazy. No break-in time. Feels like nothing. It feels like air on your foot. But then at the end of the day, it has an arch support, so it's great. So Milana, but see, that still has like kind of an athletic vibe. Dansko does make, let's see, I think actually this year they moved into like EVA sandals, which, guys, I sold out of those last year. You need to try Dansko's new EVA sandal. It's called the Devon. I didn't have it on the floor long enough to display it or advertise it. That's how fast the Devon went.
That was a great one.
And they're making a flip-flop this year. It's going to be good. But I'm probably going to buy the slide again because dudes could get into the slide. It ran like a house. So I got a couple guys into like 42s. So anyway, that's an EVA. And that's that wider fit that has more of a cush style to it. Let's see, what else is athletic? Oh, duh. There's a collection that's been reintroduced that I sold at my old store. So I sold them, let's see, sold them probably 10, 12, 15 years ago in the old store, and I loved them. And then it was, let's see, back then it was called Halifax. I don't know if it's still called Halifax. Oh boy. But anyway, it's a very low profile sneaker with a slip resistant bottom. The new models on that collection are called Sally and Sadie. And they're Mary Janes. They got these little cutouts. They're so comfortable. Now that bottom is disguised really, really well. It looks like it would be a dress shoe because it's low profile and dark. The bottom's dark. That's always a plus. But it's made out of athletic components. So it's lighter. It's more flexible. It has a roomier toe box. And let's see. They're not doing any sandals on that thing. But they are doing like a Walker Mary Jane. And they're doing a loafer. It's a new color in the Sally. It's like chestnut. Oh, it's really pretty. So last year, they introduced that in like red, a color called Lake, gunmetal, and black. And Dansko did this competition where we were supposed to put, is it Stacy? It's Stacy and Sally. Stacy's the Mary Jane. So we had to put the Stacy on people, the Colette on people, which is one of their new dressier Mary Janes, and the Fauna. The Fauna is a Mary Jane that Dansko has made for, I think we're on 15, if not 20 years. Might be, I think it's 15.
It's the perfect fit.
And like it's by far and wide my best Mary Jane ever. Better, my grandpa never sold anything like that. I could open a store and just sell Fauna if I felt like it, because it's like the perfect black Mary Jane. Everybody should try Fauna. If you haven't had Fauna yet, treat yourself, get a Fauna.
If you're a, is it flight attendant?
Flight attendant approved. For sure. Anyway, they had a competition last year because they're trying to like phase out Fauna since it's been around for so long. And so they had us put Colette, which was new, and Stacy on people, which was new. Fauna still won, by the way. Stacy was a close second though. And Colette was just too dressy for when we had the competition. We had the competition in like the springtime. Colette is, by Southern California standards, a fall shoe. By far and wide. It's a conservative pump type of Mary Jane. It's very pretty. It has an almond toe. Comes in widths. Everybody should try it also. It was a good update to the Fauna. But Stacy was basically there. Let's see. How would you call it? Stacy was like the fun little sister of Fauna. Because it was...
I don't know. It was like cute. I found it to be more versatile.
More versatile because fortunately they put those details that I was talking about. Yeah. The details, the little cutouts on it made it like daintier. So you could dress it up. But the cool thing about that bottom is you can take out the orthotic and put your own in there. So that's another Dansko orthotic one with a removable footbed. I've been going through like the Dansko stock in my head, and I kept missing the corner.
The corner, yeah. Yeah.
Similar to when we're in store, we kept missing the corner. So, no, Stacy's actually an incredible shoe built on a sole. Hey, fire department, love you guys. That's a proven model. Before they made Poppy, which was like an elevated walking shoe, they made that Halifax collection, which was a low profile walking shoe, and it was good, and everybody should try it. Stable is what it always came back as for me, which
Is that the H family?
Halifax, yeah.
I like that.
But it used to be called Henriette, and
Yes.
Harlan is the mule, and dang.
Hold on. I might actually be able to help. Oh,
Dang it. But it's a little pull-on thing.
cute.
Maybe it is Harlan. I think it is Harlan. Harlyn. If that is a low-profile sneaker, that is the one that I'm looking for. And then the leather-topped ones were Stacy and Sally. Sally was a loafer. Stacy was a great-looking Mary Jane. Definitely a good hybrid type of model, because it felt like an athletic shoe underneath, but it was dressy on top. So that was good stuff. I mean, and it's still in store, by the way. Go on the website. Go look at it now. It's fancy pantsy. And actually, some of the colors come in width. So enjoy. It was already wide anyway, so the wide is like, oh my God, this thing is wide. I'm glad that some of them come in wide. Some of them need it. Most of them don't. Dansko runs wide, everybody. So it's what's called a C-last. So like your traditional mediums in America are B-lasted shoes, which means you got a B front and an A heel. And then your typical American wides are D with a B heel. Because contrary to popular thought, everybody has a narrow heel. And Danskos are what are called C-lasts. C-lasts are just like roomier in the front and kind of like the heel is kind of modeled. It's there. It works for the most people.
Wait a second, it's like rocks in the right shoe.
Oh, okay. We're gonna take a pause. A little pause. We're going to talk about one of our favorite podiatrists ever, since we're in front of the St. Mary's building. He's not here anymore. He's actually partially retired and with a new hip. Possibly 2 new hips. No, you can't get them both done at the same time anymore. But anyway, our biggest referral network is Dr. Friedman, by far and wide. Not because he makes any money off of it, but because we work really well together and he respects what we're trying to do for the community. He realizes that we're not here to oversell you. We're here to fix problems. In fact, any dress shoe on his shoe sheet is there because of my influence. So you're welcome, ladies. I know you're sick of getting the 928. I don't blame you. I was sick of putting you in the 928. To be perfectly honest, it was hideous.
Full circle.
So anyway, Dansko can be, you all right? Dansko can be a shoe that Dr. Friedman likes. The fact of the matter is a lot of these podiatrists, if they can't wear it, they can't approve it. And since Doc doesn't wear women's dress casual wear, he just kind of leaves it up to us. Because we will be fitting you in something wider. We will be fitting you in something with the correct support system, whether you like it or not. Anytime a doctor referral comes our way, we do what the doctor says first, and then we figure out what we can do together after.
You've got a hi from Roxy.
Hey, Roxy Hart.
Share it.
Yes, that's Roxy. Roxy. She wears the paisley. Roxy knows how to wear a paisley. Roxy has it in like 4 colors. Is that Matt? Is that Dad? Dansko. Anybody from Dansko? Crickets?
Rude.
Dansko's biggest size is a 48. Sadly, they do not make the 48s in any of their new men's models. The Thomas, the Trevor, or the Timothy, which, by the way, gentlemen, if you want the most comfortable shoe that won't embarrass your wife, it's that one. You need to go get a Trevor, Timothy, or a Trevor. They are really, really comfortable. Leather insides, great orthotic arch in there, and they don't look like big dorky shoes. Now, back to what actually comes in 48, which technically is Matt's size. He just also wears a 4E, which makes it tricky. No, they're probably not going to be making 49s and 50s. Probably the world's going to leave that up to Finn Comfort and Birkenstock, since Germans have big old feet. Some of them do, at least. But Matthew, we have a cobbler service, and he can cut the top of your Dansko clog, because that is what your foot needs, regardless of how you feel or not. Matt